So this is exciting. We are on our way to have a date. Haven't done that in since, well, I guess that one day when we went to breakfast was a date, but we haven't had like a date in a long time. Oh, it's rain. We just got our couch, which I'm laying on. It's like a little love seat. So back there, that's the box that it came in. And back there is the box that the entertainment center came in. So we'll throw them away eventually. The last time we talked, Brad and I were about to go on a date on Friday. So we did. We went. We had a lot of fun. We went to the mall and we walked around, and I did some recording. Um, yeah. So we had a really good time at the mall, and we went to Barnes and Noble, and which it was a nice night. We went to have dinner at this diner. We really like diners because they're cheap and they have a good array of food. And we used to always eat at the Village Inn. To my knowledge, we don't have any Village Inns around here, so I would like to find a replacement. I haven't found a diner I like here. We tried the Metro Diner, didn't like it at all. Then we tried Friday night, it was Blueberry Hill Diner. Awful. That's probably the worst diner I've ever been to. If you guys have any suggestions on good diners that are open 24 hours, that's the other big thing. We like to eat dinner at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon because, we work Eastern time. Most of the diners we find out here close at 2 or 3. It's like, so looking for a diner that is open, maybe not 24 hours, but at least till 10 or 11 at night. So yesterday, Saturday, that was the day. Okay, so on Saturday, yesterday, we had been invited to an event by my cousin, but we went and we had a great time. And then after the event, we came home and relaxed for a little bit. I've been just haven't been feeling very good lately, I guess is the best way to say it. We thought, okay, let's finally go to a movie here. So we went down to the movie theaters and we watched the second It. And It was really good, actually. I love that movie. I really do. I thought it was wonderful. And now it makes me want to go read the book, which I think I had tried to read in junior high, but I wasn't at that point mentally or emotionally or maturity wise to read it and understand it and like it. I might try to read it again now that I really have a full grasp of the book and what it is. And sorry about my hair, I haven't brushed it. It needs to be washed. It's awful. I don't even know. Um, I don't know what to do. Sorry, just you listen to me, just don't look at me, I guess, with how I'm looking right now. But so the movie theater that we went to was in a casino. We went to the one that had the time that we wanted to see the movie at, and we went and watched it. Like I said, everything was great. We were on our way back to the car, and something snapped in me. And I just got, I don't know what, like, it was almost, I don't know, it was pretty creepy actually, but I just got really angry and fed up. And I just started flipping out, like, about things that had no validity. And I was so upset about how, like how I feel, like my health problems in my body and like living in this body and that kind of stuff. I don't know. But I was insisting that we get, I do not feel good. So I was insisting that we stop and we get some ginger ale, and with all the water weight I keep holding since we got here, I finally decided to break down and get the diuretics just to try to get it out. I'm exhausted of it, you know. I guess part of the problem is moving here. I thought, okay, good, with my asthma, like I'll finally be able to breathe again. I can be active. I can get in shape. So excited. I had no idea that after I got here, my body would be like, you're not doing anything. I'm going to make you feel worse. And it's so upsetting and disheartening to be so excited and to feel like if this one thing happens, I can see it, I can feel it, I can touch it. But if it actually happens, that's going to be the key to me finally living the life I want to live, which for me was moving here. Then I get here and it's worse. It was just like, like the end of The Price is Right, or When the Price is Wrong, that's how it felt. It was just so disappointing. I'm not saying I don't want to be here. I'm not saying I don't love it here. What I'm saying is, why is my body reacting to being here so terribly? I found out last night. My body's not reacting to being here. That's not the problem. My body is reacting to all of the stress that I've been going through. I had a headache and I was dizzy. My eyesight was blurry. I felt like I was having a hard time communicating what I was thinking. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest really hard. And my chest started hurting really bad. I went to take my blood pressure and it was 197 over 117. And I thought, okay, I'm going to wait a little bit and take it again. And then I started looking at blood pressure levels, and it's like, if it's over 180, you're supposed to go immediately seek medical help. Like, apparently you can get like organ failure and all kinds of bad stuff can happen if there's something wrong and you leave it unattended. So I decided, I felt so scared that I decided to get it looked at. So we went to the emergency room last night. Which is never fun, right? This is not something that anybody wants to do or enjoys doing. I will say, the people there were all really wonderful. As far as emergency rooms go, it was a good experience. I mean, as far as the people and how they were. Yeah, so they did a bunch of tests and a bunch of blood work They wanted to make sure that there wasn't any organ failure, any blood clots, any stroke or whatever, So they did a bunch of blood work. Oh, by the way, I am drinking Simply Balanced tea that Target puts out. I think the one I'm drinking is Comfort and Smooth Soothe. So good, and it is. It's very comforting. Um. Anyway, so at the end of the day, it turns out I was having a very large panic attack. And when I think back on it, it's like, okay, yep, there is. I've had a struggle with anxiety for just over 20 years now. And I've got a pretty good scope on how to handle it and what to do and how to deal with things. But when things happen that I have no control over, and the fear of what is going to happen just keeps getting worse, I can't figure out how to make that go away. Like the last time I had to go to the hospital with a panic attack was because they do, sadly, they get that bad. It was right after Hurricane Irma. And they're like, okay, yeah, it was all the fear that you were going through, you know, before it hit, not knowing what was going to happen and all that stuff. That was part of why I left. I don't want to go through that anymore. I don't want every time a hurricane is coming near my home to go through that and to get the big hospital bill and all that stuff. So, um, anyway, thinking back, there's this certain feeling I get when my anxiety is getting too high. It's like I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's like a shaking, rumbling feeling in my chest, like a. And so that started. I guess it started on the road trip, and um, different things were happening. Um, not with me and my mom, but just different things that were going on, as far as trying to get everything out of our old apartment, or stressing out about um, the coordinating of different things, or then after I got here, it was the worrying about finding the apartment and then getting here, and then it was it's just all these things that just keep happening. And I don't know, it's like if it was one thing or if it was two things, I probably would have been fine. But it was so many things that kept happening, all really, quite frankly, outside of our control. Um, so it's not like you can make it better or put a band-aid on it. So many of these things had to do with really with other people. Like at work, it was like somebody was being a pain in the butt for no apparent reason, but they were, and we had to pick up the pieces, or that kind of stuff. It's like this is just stuff you have to deal with in life, but how do you deal with it? How do you let it go? That is the $1,000,000 question for me, because when these things happen, it just adds more tension and more stress into my body, and I can't get it out. I can't release it, and I don't know why. So last night, the doctor, he um, gave me. I hadn't taken my blood pressure medication yet. Um, it was just about due to take it when all this happened. So he gave me some of my medication there at the emergency room, and then I don't know what he gave me. He gave me something to relax me, he said. And so I just fell asleep, and um, we were watching a lot of Family Feud, and poor Brad was out walking around because he was probably bored. I don't even know how long we were there. That's how knocked out I was. But they kept looking at my blood pressure, and it kept going down, and so they sent me home. So I'm just gonna have to um, spend some time releasing what's left of that tension in me, that negativity. the anxiety. I'm just going to have to take it easy on myself, which I don't like to do. I'm naturally a very, you know, just get over it kind of person. And I'm naturally a very strong person. So it's very hard to just let myself be vulnerable and relax and have to let all these things that have been bothering me that have been building up go. It's weird though, ever since we went in there, ever since the panic attack actually started and, got to the emergency room and was sitting there, I immediately felt like, this is kind of weird, all that water weight I was holding on to, it felt like it was starting to leave. So suddenly I started having to pee a lot when I wasn't drinking a lot. And like even now, looking at my feet, they, for the first time in weeks, they don't look swollen. So I'm wondering if maybe that was just my body's reacting to all this anxiety. It might not have had anything to do with my environment. And here I was blaming it on Vegas. I can be an ass, I'm human. I guess that's something I'm still trying to figure out. Is like, what are you supposed to do when there's certain people? I don't know if it's my fault or theirs. I don't know. But being around them or even thinking about being around them brings me a lot of anxiety. And I mean, I don't want to feel that way. I just do. What what do you do? I mean, because it's one of those situations where I'm talking about people that I'm supposed to want to see, as family members and stuff. What do you do? Do you just keep doing this to yourself over and over and over again? Is it worth it to keep doing it? And I'm sure that nobody intentionally, you know, upsets people like this. And maybe there's people that I bring anxiety upon, and I would never want to, right? But at the end of the day, what does that mean though? Doesn't that mean maybe it's just better to say, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna show up on the 4th of July. Hmm. That's where I'm at. Um, I'm just trying to calm down, trying to relax. I'm gonna go take a nap. I feel very dizzy and like a little bit out of it still. I don't know what he gave me, but apparently it was pretty strong. So I think, just gonna take it a little easy, go lay down, relax, maybe take a bath later. Thank you so much for watching, and sorry, sorry that I am having so much anxiety lately. I worry it's been coming. Maybe you've had to deal with it a lot in my videos. I don't know, um, but thanks for hanging in there with me, and um, I don't even know what I was gonna say. But all right, guys. Well, thanks for sticking through this with me, and sorry it wasn't such a high energy fun video, but I didn't want to just disappear on you for the week. I didn't want you to wonder why I didn't vlog this weekend and stuff. So